know, when we set out to make Starcraft 2, we made it a conscious decision that we wanted to harken to the legacy, that we wanted to take Starcraft and move it forward to the next generation, make it in 3D, make it, you know, further enhance. It was unique at the time for how different the races were and how unique they were against from one another, and we wanted to even further enhance those differences and really make it play out in a fun and fast-paced gameplay, really harkening to the original. So now, you know, what's left is to do the single-player side of the house, or finish the single-player side of the house. And how that plays into the original, the single-player is actually very different for people that are returning. It's something that we really wanted to make different, since we were harkening a lot for the core gameplay. We wanted to make single-player a very different experience. It's been a balancing act. We can do whatever we want with the game. Obviously, it's our game, but we do want a sense of nostalgia, you know, for original players, that they remember the Marine, or they remember, you know, sieging their enemies, or that sort of thing. But it's been this interesting balancing act of which ones go and which ones stay. So how do we make that decision? It's really case by case. It's different every time we run across a new unit we want to put in, and then what's currently existing is what can we get rid of here, what has to stay. There's been some things that were untouchable as far as we were concerned, like the Zergling or Hydra. You know, there's just so much imagery and, you know, just, I guess, nostalgia again with regards to that for original players of the game, and even for us internally, that we couldn't touch it. But we've touched some units that we've already heard from players like, what, you got rid of, you know, whatever unit it is. Everybody had their favorite, and I'm sure there's been some people that just couldn't believe that we touched that unit. So it's been an interesting balancing act, but it's case by case is the best way I can answer that. As far as that's concerned, we're at a good point, but the things that were most controversial were actually user interface related. We went, you know, the original Starcraft is maximum of 12 units in a selection, and we have unlimited selection in the game right now. And the feeling just off, the knee-jerk reaction to that is, oh, people are just going to drag, select, and send, and drag, select, and send. There's been other things too, like multi-building selection is a big one that people have really been concerned about, that it's going to make a not quite esport level or pro gamer level player equal the playing field. What we found internally is that's not the case, and a lot of the players that had those feelings internally have gone back and played some StarCraft after playing a lot of StarCraft 2 and have commented exactly the opposite now, like, wow, it's a different world. You know, I can't imagine playing the game that way anymore. So we think we've struck a good balance there too, but those have been extremely controversial, even on our internal teams when we were originally like, we're going to do this. You know, there's a lot of reaction, but it's been playing very well now.